Hey everybody, I'm back. I have taken a few days to recoup after my ayahuasca experience in Costa Rica. I did post the first video of the first night, and I hope you all enjoyed. And if you're new here, my name is Courtney Angel, and here we talk about spirituality, shadow work, healing your inner child, and dealing every day with your ego. And welcome if you're new. If you enjoy watching me and learning from me and healing with me, you can like and subscribe. If not, if you just like, you know, uh, listening to me or watching me or whatever your heart desires, go for it. I just want to share all of the things I learn, and I hope that everybody finds the healing I found. So, I'm outside on my deck right now, and so I might push pause occasionally because Delta's walking around, Forrest is walking around, the doggies, and my kids might come pop out, but I feel like I'm ready to talk about the second night of ayahuasca. Tori's not with me today. She got stuck in Costa Rica. I'll tell you guys that story. I'm going to kind of go through parts. So, part one is my first night of ayahuasca. Part two will be the second night of ayahuasca. And part three, my favorite part, was wachuma day. And that is also another hallucinogenic drug. And so, yeah. Bear with me. I'm just gonna try to do the videos when I can and when I feel called to. Like I said, it's really hard getting back into reality when I'm so raw. Because I really got stripped down to nothing and upgraded my life. So it's really hard to get back. And I was actually a little bit sick when I got home. So, anyway, so if you haven't watched my first video, go ahead and reference it. We did one night of ayahuasca, and I didn't really have that much of an experience. I mean, I did, but I didn't, not what you would expect. So I did find out that the first night, Mother Ayahuasca wanted me to rest, and that was wonderful. I was a little nervous for the second night because obviously I didn't really feel it the first night. And so we go to bed the first night, wake up the next day, and they wanted us to do yoga, very light yoga. I've never even really done yoga. I've always wanted to, but so it was my chance, and I did not really want to do yoga, and I don't think anyone really wanted to do yoga because we kind of felt pretty sick and exhausted. But Ayla, one of the retreat leaders, she led it, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. We did really light yoga, and I felt way better afterwards. And we kind of got right with ourselves and stretched and let all of our energy out. So then we ate lunch, and it was a big lunch. Well, we were supposed to eat a big lunch, but obviously I was feeling a little sick still from puking and whatnot. And I did end up puking at the end of the night just from eating that cracker. But so yeah, ate a big lunch, same wonderful meal, very great diet, just very whole foods, still no salt, chicken, fish, greens, all that. So then we go into the second night of ayahuasca, and same thing. The beds are all the same. I did end up sitting in the same spot, maybe like one over, but one, I actually think I ended up sitting next to the same people. And my sister sat across from me again. So yeah, so same thing, music, prayer, smudging, just round two. And drank the first cup, went and laid down, and closed my eyes, and I felt it. I closed my eyes, and I was on my side with my like arm under my head and kind of like my hand like this, and on my side laying down, and I could see out the ceremony gazebo thing of like, the nature, which was really nice. And yeah, I the first vision I came across was I saw shapes because the music's playing, right? So they have really, really beautiful music playing. So the visions kind of go with the shapes. And so I see shapes and beautiful colors, and kind of the first thing that I saw was a plant. Um, like a plant like this kind of, and you know how they have the spine with the leaf. The spine was lighting up like purple, like metallic, vibrant purple. And with the music, it was like pulsing. It was like, whoosh, whoosh, and like I could see the plant's heartbeat. And I thought, oh my God, that's so beautiful. And so I keep going down that route. I see fish swimming in streams. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Guys, I'm really trying hard to explain it in words, but I promise you, I can't explain it to the extent of how amazing it was. So I'm just gonna do my best, but I'm gonna try to explain it, but it's magical. It's just like words don't do justice. So it's pulsing like it has a heartbeat, and I'm like, wow, it's beautiful. And then the fish are swimming, and I'm like, I am the fish. Like they're like fish in a river or something. And then I see like pyramids of Egypt, and I am like the pyramid though. Like what I can see is the sand, and I can feel the sun on me. Like I could feel the sun beating off of me. I kind of look to the side and I can't look far. It's almost like I was the pyramid, like a brick on the pyramid, because I could see bricks next to me, and I could see like the view I had was very like one-sided. Like I almost feel like I was the pyramid, and the feeling I got from the sun was beautiful. Like it's almost like I was in Egypt. As a pyramid, not as a human, not as an animal, just an object. A very, very beautiful object. I would love to see the pyramids someday. Like it was, pyramids have very magical energy to them. So I felt that. Then I see, then I'm inside my own body. And I can feel, this was the coolest part of my vision. And this is where I really connected to Mother Ayahuasca and knew what she was showing me. I felt my body, and I could feel my blood pumping all over my body to my fingertips. I could feel it in my head. I could feel it on my spine. I could feel it in my tummy. I could feel the warmth of like my own blood. I felt life. And part of my ayahuasca experience is what I wanted to experience was to see God. And I felt God. I didn't see God. I felt him. And guess what God is life. Like I felt life. And it was an amazing, most present, most humbling feeling I've ever felt. And I just sat in that feeling. Like I felt my whole body. I felt life within inside of me, and it was amazing. And so I sat there in that feeling, and the feeling I felt was almost like meditation. When I get really high in meditation, when you don't feel anything almost, you just know you're there. If you haven't meditated, you don't really know what I'm talking about. But if you have meditated, I think you might know. And so I sat in that feeling for a minute because I just never wanted to forget it. I wanted to feel God forever, and I wanted to feel life within inside of me forever, because it is an amazing thing to live. And some people don't realize that. We think life sucks and we take life for granted. And when I felt life within inside of me, I'm like, wow, nothing else matters, and this all makes sense. So I feel the blood pumping through me. I can feel warmth. And remember, I was on my side and my hand was like this. I then moved my hand onto my hip, and where my hand was on my hip was very strong heat. I could feel a lot of blood flow right there. And obviously, it's because my skin was on skin and I could feel it laying on me and it was pressure. And so then I felt pressure in my spine and I felt that same warmth in my spine, almost like it was inflamed. Um, like more blood flow there, like it was inflamed. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just knew. I was like, okay, like something's wrong with my spine. Like I could feel it in my body that something's like a little bit sick there. And so then I travel into my body some more and I go right to my intestines. This sounds really weird, but it's what I saw and what I felt. So I'm in my intestines, and one girl did ask me, hey, do you think you saw this because you're like in the medical field and like you're an x-ray tech and you know where the body sits and you know where the intestines sit? And I thought, well, no, because in x-ray, I just really know where bones sit and I'm not really an internal organ professional. Like I definitely know where intestines sit and I know like what the anatomy is, but I don't think that had anything to do with what I saw. So yeah, side note there. And so I'm in my tummy and I see my intestines and it's hot. Like hot. Like I the sensation in my belly hurts. And I'm actually trying not to breathe hard. I'm like because I thought if I breathe too hard, I would explode. That's how inflamed and hot my intestines were. So when I'm looking inside my intestines, they're red. Like they're red, and like if you know intestines, they have like little sacs on them, like boop, 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 boop. Like hostra is what they're called. Little like boop, 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 hostra, and it's long and entwined and whatever. I was inside of it and it was red and inflamed, like very hot. Like I was like, oh God, the feeling when you're on ayahuasca, it's not the visions you're seeing, it's the feelings you're getting with the visions. And the feeling I got was I'm sick. Like my tummy is sick. And so then I'd start traveling on to, okay, maybe it's ayahuasca. Maybe it's the medicine in my tummy is making me sick. But the feeling I got was not that. It was your intestines are sick. And in my vision, I see a normal intestine. It's still red and inflamed, but there's a part in my upper left quadrant that is like a blister on the outside of your skin, but it's inside my intestine. So it's like a blister like hostra. And I mean, it could be an ulcer, it could be a cyst. I don't freaking know. I mean, it could be Crohn's disease. I don't know. I didn't think about that at the time. I just knew, oh my God, that's sick. Like there's a spot in my intestine where it's very, very sick. And then I see it again in my right lower quadrant. And that same blister like white, like it's full of pus, but it's not full of pus. Just like an outside blister, but inside my intestine. And it's white and inflamed. And the rest of my intestines are red and inflamed. So I just knew like this was sick. And and I could feel it and it was hot and I still don't want to breathe because literally when I was breathing, like I thought if I went it would pop. Like that's this sensation I felt. I was like, oh my God, this is not good. So anyway, I venture out of that vision. I open my eyes because I'm a little nervous, like I've left the atmosphere and I'm in my own mind and I might not get back. And I open my eyes and there's a woman sitting next to me and I used her side profile as like a reference to get back to reality. So thank God she was sitting next to me because I did like when I opened my eyes, I was like, oh my God, what happened? So I open my eyes and I use her face and get back as a reference. And I do see a few things visual on the outside. So one of the girls was puking in her bucket and her trash bag liner, like the folds of the trash bag, were neon yellow and they were turning into shapes. And they were turning into like mountain lions and wolves and very beautiful creatures. I saw a lot of animals and I saw a lot of earth and I saw a lot of life. That's all I saw in these visions and that's all I felt. And that is amazing because that is what God is. It is life. And so anyway, I'm seeing that. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I felt like my body, so I was still laying like this, right? I felt like my body was, my fingers were like this And I thought my face was like this. Like, I literally thought I was stuck like that. Like, when I opened my eyes, I'm like, okay. And so then I go to touch my mouth, and my mouth is still closed. I felt like I was drooling. I was not drooling. My mouth was closed. So that's kind of funny. My fingers were not like this. My fingers were like this. So I was like, okay, that's kind of a weird sensation. And then I pulled my fingers in front of me, and I could see them all slow motion. And ooh, so cool. It was a really cool experience. So then I hear second cup, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm tripping pretty good. I like what I'm seeing. But they say if you hear second cup, you need to go get second cup. So I was like, all right, like I'll go get second cup. I might as well. I mean, I'm here, so bring it on. So I go get second cup, lay down again. I don't close my eyes this time as long. I did close my eyes and saw some more beautiful things. I saw a dark ocean floor almost, and it was like a hole, like a dark ocean hole floor, but it wasn't like blue and it wasn't gray. It was kind of dark gray, like an eerie mystery feeling. And it had like cave on the side, like cave rock. And it's like, it almost presented itself to me as like, hey, you want to go in here? Like, you want to see what's down here in the ocean floor? And I was like, yeah, no. I was just like, I don't want to necessarily, I love the ocean and the water, but I'm like, that hole in the ocean almost had this eerie mystery feeling that maybe I didn't want to see. And so I was like, like wrong, different path. So I didn't go down the ocean floor path. I kept going in my vision, and I saw, I just then went into like a womb. Like a womb. It wasn't a baby womb. It was like an earth womb. I also, hard to explain. It was a feeling. I just knew it was a womb of life. It was not like a human womb. It was like the womb of the earth, like the middle of the earth. And in this womb, like, I was connected to everything. Like, have you seen Stranger Things? If you've seen Stranger Things, you know how Vecna is like stuck in his like haunted house with like all these veins hooked onto him, and he's connected to all these other things. That's what I saw, but not scary. It was beautiful. The womb was the center, and everything stemmed off of that. And it was like Mother Earth's womb, and we are all connected. That is what I felt in my vision. I knew we were all connected. I then start to feel like sad for Mother Earth, and sad that we take advantage of her, and we're all connected. So why in the hell are we polluting the earth? Like, why in the hell are we taking water from earth and drinking it like it's nothing? Why are we wasting it? There's so many people in other countries that don't have fresh water. I just like felt Mother Earth hurting, and realized we're all connected. So why in the hell would we not help Mother Earth? She gives to us, and we don't give back, and we are not grateful. So I had this like sad feeling, and love for God and earth, and that is God. God created all of this, all the trees, all the water, all the grass, everything was connected. So I opened my eyes again and found Susan's face as a reference. Thank God. And as her face profile is there, her face profile turned into a like cave like hillside, like this, like kind of like, like a hillside, like, and in this little den there was a fox, and the fox eyeball was like a lightning beetle that I could see in the distance in the Costa Rican brushes. And so that was the eye, and this fox is staring sideways into the abyss, and it's sad, and it's waiting there. This is the fox, and here's the den, with like the hillside, and the seasons are changing. Summer, fall, spring, and the fox is still sitting there sad. I can feel the fox. I'm telling you, it's not about visions, it's about the feeling. And I could feel the fox is sad, and I could feel the fox is waiting for something, and the fox won't move. The fox is waiting, and it made me cry. So there I am, still on my side, and I start crying, and I could feel my teardrop leave this eyeball, travel onto my nose. I could feel the wetness. It was insane. Drip onto my eyelash, and it's holding on like a dewdrop. And I'm like, holy shit, this is so cool. Like my tears that are magic. And they're like hanging onto my eyelash like a teardrop. And I was like, holy shit, this is so cool. And then I grab it and I put it on my finger, and it's just like totally cool dewdrop of my tear. And I'm like, oh my God, how sad about this fox. Like I was just like felt really bad for this fox. So that was one of my visions. And then this same moment, like people would stand up, and go to the bathroom or stand up and stretch or whatever. When they'd stand up, they were snakes. Not like a scary snake, like a puppet snake. Like this, meow, 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 like a snake. Like it'd pop up, woo, and it'd go back down. And then if they like sat up again, it'd go, woo, and go back down. And so they're kind of like puppet snakes. Like I thought it was kind of funny. It actually made me giggle. Then I travel on over to the gazebo part, where the gazebo ceremony is held up by like these pretty trees. And they're not like our trees you see here. They're like, the rainforest trees, like bamboo trees, or I don't know what kind of trees they are. But that tree, I'm looking at it, and then I see like horses next to it. And these visions are coming from the visuals of the people laying next to me, but they're turning into things. So yeah, I don't know what the horses were. All I can see is what I saw. I'm guessing it was one of the bodies laying on the pad, laying down. But they were like buckskin horses next to this tree. And there was a big horse and a small horse. And they had beautiful, beautiful black mane. And one of the big horses looking up at the tree, almost like it's admiring its spot in life. And I could feel the horses, and they were happy. They were peaceful, and like I just felt love with the two horses next to each other. And it's almost like they were grateful for the tree they were under, and maybe they were admiring. The feeling I got from them was just happiness and bliss. And so that was really cool. So then I'm like, okay, I'm tripping up here. I sit up. I see the music playing. There's still beautiful music. There's still the shaman playing the guitar. There's the shaman singing this womb song, like with the shaking maracas, and Patty's over there, the leader, and she's one of the leaders, and she's beautiful, looks like a goddess still. I'm enjoying the concert. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I feel earth. I look out in the distance. It's raining and pouring and thundering and lightning, and boom, the lightning goes, and I see the lightning strikes for like minutes afterwards. I don't really think they were really there, but I did see it, and it was almost like slow motion, and I think it was real, but I think I kept that vision in my mind for a long time, and I was in awe. I sat there on my pad like this. I'm not kidding you. I mean, maybe my face wasn't really like that, because clearly I thought I was like drooling at one point, but I was like, and I sat there and watched the nature. I watched the lightning, the thunder, the trees move in the wind, the rain. I was like, I could hear everything. I could feel the air on me like no other. I could feel the moist, beautiful rain. I could hear it like it was just a sound machine. Beautiful. I was like, I want to sit in this moment forever. I want to sit in these moments forever. I knew it was God. I knew God created this. I did see and feel God. Absolutely, 1000%. I saw and witnessed a miracle. I know what it feels like to have life inside of me. I know we were all connected. So I get up and I walk out onto the grass, and I'm kind of nervous because I don't know, I don't want to puke or anything. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get up. So I get up and I step foot on the grass, and oh, this was one of my favorite parts. My feet sink into the grass, and it's wet and soft, and like, you know, like the sandals back in the 90s that had like the weird, like, not foam, but like sea moss, like bottoms. It was like that a little bit, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about if you like know what I'm talking about, but I can't explain any. They're flip flops, and but a way better, obviously, way smoother, way awesome. But like that cushiness was like how the ground felt. And when I stepped on the grass, I felt my whole entire body connect with Mother Earth. I like felt her, and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. I wanted to know what it felt like to be grounded. Um, if you don't know what grounding is, I'm sure you do, but when you're anxious and you feel flighty and you feel like your heart's pitter pattering, you're not grounded. And so I've been trying to feel grounded because I can feel that way sometimes. And in order to feel grounded, I'll go out and I'll hug a tree, or I will lay on the grass, or I will lay in water, I will lay in a bathtub, I will meditate. But I wanted to know how it felt to actually ground. I could assume I was grounding, but I wasn't sure. So when I stepped on this grass and I felt Mother Earth, I knew I was grounded. And Mother Earth was like, I'm grounding you. This is what it feels like. Sit here and remember it. And I did. I stood there and my eyes were open. I did not want to close my eyes because it was so beautiful. And I sat there and I felt the grounding. Nothing like I've ever felt before. I saw a black hole on the ground. And I was like, oh God, I don't want to step in this black hole on the grass. And it wasn't a black hole, it was a blanket. Oh, but I thought it was a black hole. I'm like, ah, but anyway, I found out it was a blanket. So that was cool. I sat there, it was raining. The raindrops started falling on my skin, and I felt like they were needles. Not harmful needles, but like almost like a feel good needle. Like I don't know, it was trickling on me, it felt good. Absolutely amazing. The clouds were beautiful. It was raining and storming, and still seeing the lightning bolts. I mean, I was just, no, can't, nothing better. Nothing ever better than I've ever felt in those moments. Sit down on the side, and I'm actually picking up rocks. And these rocks have a heartbeat. These rocks are vibrating in my hand. And I realized, holy shit, rocks are alive too. Everything has energy. Everything has their own frequency. And rocks have a frequency. You don't think rocks are alive. You're just like, oh, it's a stupid rock. Or in my case, I loved rocks. I've shared in a few videos. I used to every kid collects freaking rocks. And we think they're sparkly and beautiful and rocks. There's a reason for that. They're amazing. Not just because I was high. I mean, maybe because I was high. I don't know. But they were like magical. And Tori came out at this point, and I will let her share with you if she wants to on my channel. I'll have her do her own testimony. But she was crying because she did not have a very as great visions as I was having. And I gave her space, and we weren't allowed to talk anyway, so she was crying and upset. And I looked at her and I said, do you see these rocks? And she's like, yeah, they're just rocks, Courtney. And I'm like, no, they're alive. Like, everything's alive. Everything is so alive. Like, this is God. Like, oh my God, I don't want to leave this spot. This is like amazing. The rocks felt like they were slow motion, but Tori said I was actually just chucking the rocks, like, but I was like, thought I was doing them slow motion, like, woo, pretty rock, holding them in my hands, like, oh my God, can't explain it. So yeah, I had a really great visual inside my mind. I knew we were all connected. I did see inside my body what's hurting and what needs to be healed, which I was not expecting. I saw great visuals outside. I saw Mother Earth. I know we're all connected. So, yeah, that was really it, you guys. You know, you'd travel to the bathroom a few times and there's giant bugs there. And at first I was scared of the bugs and didn't want to look at the bugs because they're ginormous. And then after a while, I just started embracing them. I'm like, oh, look, there's the moth, there's the black moth, and there's the giant beetle. And I actually went in there and there was a beetle in the toilet, and I was like, okay, Courtney, don't freak out. I was like, oh God, I just want to flush it. But I was like, no, we're all connected. Like, this bug has life too, and this bug, like, I gotta save it. So I grabbed toilet paper and I pulled it out and saved it. I'm just improving already. Because I do not like bugs. Found a new relationship with bugs. They're fine. So anyway, yeah, we made a joke like the moth in the bathroom was called Jake. Like, hey, was Jake still there? Become buddies. Um, Overall, it was great. I didn't puke, you guys. I still didn't puke. We were done with the ceremony. We travel up to go eat. I did not eat because I did not feel good and I did not want to puke. My tummy, you guys, was still sick and hot. I don't know if it was the medicine, but it was hot. Oh my God, it felt like there's lava inside my tummy. And that's just where I knew ayahuasca was like, okay, like something's wrong with your gut in general. We tried to get in the hot tub, me and our friends, and we made the best of friends, you guys. The women there. I was so excited to meet the women there because they're all on my same level of this journey, and it was so cool to talk about something that I was actually interested in. And we all decided to get in the hot tub, but like it was so hot. Oh my gosh, and they can all attest to this. We were like, oh my God, is it because we're on the medicine? Because it felt like it was over 110 degrees. I couldn't even put my toe in there. And I think it was because we were on the medicine. So we couldn't get in the hot tub. And then we got in the pool and it was so cold. And so I know the pool was not that cold. So I think it was the medicine. Um, but you know what? I think that was wachuma night. Yeah, that was wachuma night. We didn't get in the pool the ayahuasca night, but we got in the pool. That was wachuma day. So reference that for wachuma day. Um, so we get in these vans to go down the hill, and because I stayed at the bottom of the hill, and that's where you know you there's pads on the ground, and we could sleep down there with other women in the bedroom. And we travel down this hill, and they're in these like, I don't know how these vans get down this hill. They have tiny thin tires, they're big vans, and they're like boom, 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 and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna puke. I literally had to hold on to the back of the headrest, and I looked straight ahead, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna puke. And they're like, all these women are amazing. They are totally supportive. Okay, let us know if you need to stop. And obviously, we're all comfortable with each other and puking. Doesn't bother us anymore. Literally, don't care. We're so vulnerable. None of these women are judgmental. None of these women are jealous. None of these women have these. I mean, the energy around these kind of people, can't explain it. You will find out if you ever go. So anyway, didn't feel bad puking. I was happy that they were all supporting me. They were all sick too. Did not puke, thank God, down the hill. Go home, go to bed. I still have lucid dreaming. I was still a little bit scared. I was not scared during the ceremony, but when I wasn't in that safe setting, I like laid down and I was like, okay, don't vision anything scary. And I woke up for a second, didn't know where I was at, and I yelled for Tori, and she was next to me, thank God. And she was crying. I think she was struggling with her emotions of what she saw. And so I gave her space too. And we had a roommate, and she was awesome. She was sleeping too. And okay, you guys, that's really the second ayahuasca experience for me. I loved it. Um, I loved it. And honestly, I will say this. A lot of people that I talked to about it, and I wasn't very vocal about it because I just don't feel like my circle would understand, because clearly I'm trying to up level and figure myself out and heal, and the people I'm surrounded with were my old reflection of sadness and depression, anxiety. And so I kept my trip on the DL other than the GoFundMe account. So I didn't really like share with everybody like, hey, I'm so excited to go to Costa Rica. And when I did though, and they had shit to say, it didn't faze me because I don't really care what people have to say anymore, because I know in my heart where I need to go and what I need to do. But like some of them, I don't have very many role models. But like some of them, my role models, I have a few, um, weren't supportive. Um, yeah. And they were like, don't go to Costa Rica. Like, why do you have to go do hallucinogenic drugs? Like, why can't you go to a counselor and get narcotics and antidepressant and get diagnosed, with whatever? There's a reason why they're illegal here in the United States, kind of like that bullshit. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. This is no judgment. And I know that like people are in their own belief systems, and that's fine if you believe that, but I don't. And I just asked if you want to support me, and that's great. And if you don't, you don't. But anyway, if I would have listened to one of my role models that said that, I would have never gone. And I honestly, since she is one of my role models, I did. I thought about it for a second, like, hey, maybe she's right. No. Thank God I did not listen. Thank God I followed my own intuition and I did it. Because this was the best experience I've ever experienced in my whole entire life. Life changing. No shit. If I could pay for everyone to go and do this retreat, I would. At one point in my ayahuasca vision, I will add, because I forgot to mention this, when I sat up at one point, I looked around the room and I see all these women crying, puking, miserable, shaking, because they're seriously hyperventilating from puking. Some girls puked the whole time. I heard this girl crying, bawling, bawling. And she was a beautiful girl. She was just so beautiful. She was younger. And she was crying. And I felt so bad for her. And we're not allowed to touch each other or talk to each other. And she was too down for me. And I prayed for her. I was like, please, God, if anything, please, my own energy, since I am life, give her love. And I opened my eyes and I see an angel on her back. I'm not shitting you guys. It wasn't a like human angel like they show you, like not like a human angel. It was an orb, a white orb, and it had beautiful wings, just very defined, like beautiful upward wings, not like this wing, not down like this. They were up, and very ivory white and very defined, and it was on her back, holding her. And I was so happy I was holding her, and I got so excited, but then I was like, what the hell? Like, where's my angel? I want an angel. But it was great. But when I did that, I thought, holy shit. Why on earth do humans hurt other humans and we have to be in this vulnerable spot to heal? A lot of these women were sexually abused. I'm thankful I was never sexually abused. I have my own abuse that went on, but not sexually abused, thank God. Because I think that's a really hard thing to heal. And maybe that's why all women is a good thing, and this woman energy and this love we had for each other. I was like, dang, who in their right mind is hurting that bad to hurt and rape women or rape anybody? Like, it's sad. It's sad. And I cried when I was sitting up looking at all of us fighting for our lives, fighting to heal. And when I knew we were all connected, I knew when we heal, it heals everybody on earth. You may think, okay, I don't need to heal, or I don't need to go on a retreat. I can heal myself. Why? One person's not going to matter. If I heal myself, it's not going to matter. There's so many other people I need to be healed. When I heal, everyone else heals too. We're all connected, so we all do need to heal ourselves. And here we are. All these 40 women were healing themselves voluntarily, puking their brains out, seeing their own demons of these, whatever they saw, I don't know, saw things they didn't want to see and relive. And here we are, warriors, just, fighting. And I was like, damn, we are strong. Women are amazing. And it takes a lot of guts to do what we did. And we came out fighting warriors. And I would do it 100 times over again. Obviously, I had a great experience. But Tori didn't. And she said she would do it over. I mean, I'll let Tori speak for herself. But that's it, you guys. I'm very passionate about it, and I will never be the same. Thank God, because I don't really want to go backwards. And I have changed my whole outlook on life, and I have changed my whole outlook on nature. I was already connected to nature, but when I had these visions, I realized I really am. My intuition is right with my nature because I've always been connected to, obviously, live on property. We love to hike. We love farm animals. We love all that. But it has lit this fire inside me, which is what I wanted, to help others heal and to hopefully be a advocate for people and to know it's possible. And I get it's scary and it's unknown, and I get people have their own beliefs and they can say whatever the hell they want to say to you. A lot of people said you should try mushrooms first, you should try, hallucinogenic drugs before you should go. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. I want no expectations. I know that regardless of what I see and what I experience, it's going to be great. And I did, and I listened, and that's just like how I operate. I'm glad I did. So, yeah, you guys, this is a long video, and I will update you on Wachuma Day, because, oh, you thought this was good? No, Wachuma is the best day. It was the best day. Reagan, what's up?
Nothing.
Okay. So I am going to let you guys go, and if I feel up to it, I will do another video for Wachuma. That's my second night of ayahuasca experience, and again, I advise everyone to maybe check it out. Any questions or anything, just comment below. Message me personally. I'm an open book, and I am getting used to, like I said, coping with what I saw and try to put it in words for you. There's really no words. Yeah. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I will let you know when the third video comes out, Wachuma Day, and I will wrap that up with the retreat and give you my overall conclusion. So, bye guys. Thanks for listening to me.